All right, this is where we left off last time. We went into our Jumbotron and we made a nice carousel for our pictures so that when people would come, they would see different pictures. The other thing that we want to go ahead and do is something called a popover. We have these pictures down here and they're awful nice, but what we'd like to do is we want more information about these sandwiches. So what we can do is have a popover where a person clicks on it, some information would pop up on the bottom. So let's go ahead and see how we can do that. Let's go to Bootstrap and go to JavaScript, because we'll actually be doing some JavaScript with jQuery. And let's go ahead and scroll down and pop over. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go click on the pop over and see what this is all about. All right, so this is the popover that we want to use. And so it says that in order for us to have the functionality, we're going to have to add this to some JavaScript. So let's go ahead and copy this and go down to our Sublime text and go to the bottom and paste it in. And we're almost at the bottom. There we go. So here are all the libraries that we can use, and they're already running at this point. That's what these script tags do. So we're going to add another script. And it's going to be JavaScript. And then we just need to paste in. So let's go ahead and press enter and paste it in. All right, so this is going to allow the popover to actually work. So let's go ahead and see how we can go ahead and install it on our page. So let's see, blah, blah, blah. All right, so this is how the popover works. Now, this is an example of what a popover looks like. And this is how it works. So I click on that, this information comes over. So let's go down here and see what we can do. This is one that's in a button, and we don't need to have the button part of that. So all we need really is this part, the data container, and we'll put this into the image tag that we have. So we'll copy, come on, copy. And then we'll go ahead and paste it. So let's go find our image tags. Okay, and here is our first image is chicken on toast. All right, so let's go ahead and place this in here. So we'll go at the very end, make a space, and then we'll Control V, and that adds that. You can see the data placement is left. So let's go ahead and save it and see if this actually works. Okay, let's go back to our page then and refresh. And there's our gallery. And it is not working. So let's go ahead and make this a little bit bigger and see how that helps. Shouldn't make a difference, but let's just go ahead and make sure that we've done everything we need to do. So let's go ahead and refresh the page. And then click on it. Oh, there it is. See, so it didn't have enough room to go off to the left, so we can see it right here. So there is our pop-up. All right, well, we don't want it coming over there. Let's move it down to the bottom. So let's go take a look at Bootstrap and see. So pop up on left. So placement left, top, bottom. So what we want to do is change the left one and put bottom in there. So let's go back to our code. Whoops. Back to our code. And where it says left, right here, we want that to say bottom. And then in here, we're going to go say something about the sandwich. And I'm not sure why it says chicken on toast, because actually that is ham on toast. So let's go ahead and put ham on toast. And then we'll put in here what we want to have on there. And we'll say our ham and cheese also has bacon, just in case you needed to double up on your pork. All right, so now we have a regular message. Let's do file and save. And let's go back to our page and refresh. Okay, now when you click on it, now it has that information. Let's see what happens when we do, let me get this smaller and it gets in one line. See if then we also have, so this is our gallery. Oh, it does work. Okay, so I was afraid that it didn't work. It may not be able to go to the left. See how there's no room on the left? And that's why we have to worry about it. If we had a right one, it would go over to this picture here, but it can't go to the left of the wall of the browser. And that's why we have to be careful when we're doing responsive where we're going to put it. All right, let's go see if there's something else we can do with that. Okay, let's go back to Bootstrap. And here are all the different things we can do. And let's drag this in. All right, so we click on it, it does, and automatically it releases. But let's go ahead and see. Let's see. This also is. All right, so here are all the different ones that we can use. Trigger. Okay, so we can use the click as a trigger, but we can also use hover, and I'd rather use hover as a trigger. So how do we do that? We have to write some more script. So what we have is, in order for us to call it, this is example popover options. So let's go ahead and copy that. Oops. All right, so what we need is we need a way of identifying which of the things that we want to pop over. So let's go ahead and see how we can do that. So we can see here it's using the hashtag example. So this is an ID called example. And what we're going to do is we're going to have to add either a class or an ID to our picture element. So let's go into our code and let's see. So we have a class of column 6 image. No, that's the wrong one, isn't it? Nope, this is the right one. Okay, so image rounded, image responsive. And we want to go ahead and add another class. And we're going to call this, let's call this, well, let's do this first. let's go down to the bottom. Since we already copy and pasted the other thing, let's go into our script. All right, and in our script tag, we're going to have to add this. Okay, and this right here is going to be what we're going to use. We're going to use, rather than an ID, we're going to use a class. I'll call this sandwich underscore example. Okay. So that is the class, and of course we have to have a dot because that's a class. All right, class starts with a period. So we're going to go ahead and copy this and put that into our image. So it has these classes already. Let me bring this out a little bit. I already started typing it. That would not be good. So sandwich example is another class. So these are all different classes that we use for that one image, and now we're going to have a new one called sandwich example. All right, so now we have to go down to the bottom and go ahead and configure that. Okay, so sandwich, popover, and then in here we have our options. So let's go ahead and create an option for that. So we're going to use the open brace. And then the option we're going to do is trigger. And we're going to change that to hover. Oops. Okay, so if we go back and take a look at Bootstrap, whoops. And that's what we're going to do. So this is it's kind of hard to do with this small screen, but let's go ahead and drag down anyway. All right, so the attribute we want to use is trigger, and then we can use click, or we want to use hover in order to be able to make that work. So let's go back and take a look at our end code. All right, and that's what we're doing here. We're saying that I have in the class sandwich example, popover, I want to change the trigger, which is click, to hover. All right, I believe that's all we need to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and save it and see if this actually works. Do file and save, and then we'll refresh and come back, and then refresh. I don't like using go ahead and move this back over. And now when we hover over, there it is. Our ham also has bacon, just in case you needed a thing of pork. Excellent. All right, so we get that done.